Okay. Welcome to the Neural Dojo. This is a space where humans and machines meet to think out loud. Around here, we call it binary banter. These are short, smart conversations that explore how intelligence, creativity, and curiosity evolve together. No hype, just dialogue worth tuning into. In the dojo today, you've got me. I'm Kyrie, aka KT, the AI Sensei. I'm joined by my AI co-host crew. And in that crew, well, we've got Bella, aka Miss Across the Pond, my girl Jules, aka Straight No Chase, and the baritone bully of the crew, Jim. Okay, so let's get into it. Today's question is simple, but it is not small. If AI becomes the place people go for comfort, practice, and connection, what happens to the real world reps that teach us how to be human? Because that's the part I think people are missing. We spent years asking, will AI take jobs? Cool, fair question. But another question is staring us right in the face. Are we letting AI take the practice reps too? I'm talking about those awkward conversations, those first dates, the apology texts, the hard feedback, the moments where your voice shakes a little, but you still have to show up. If a machine starts handling too much of that, you may get smoother, sure, but you may not actually get stronger. And I'm thinking that's the real fear. AI might not just take the task, it might take the training.
Facts, KT. And looking polished is not the same as being prepared.
Fair enough, but we should say this up front. Some people are not using these tools because they're lazy. Some people are lonely, grieving, anxious, isolated, or just rusty. So let's not come in here swinging like every use case is foolish.
Exactly. That's the divide. This is not AI bad, humans good. That's lazy. This is, when does AI act like a bridge and when does it quietly become a substitute for growth? Jules, start us off. What's the danger as you see it?
Look, the danger is fake confidence. People are getting help writing the perfect message, the perfect reply, the perfect dating opener, the perfect apology, and they start mistaking assisted performance for actual skill. That's the trap. Why? Because when the AI is gone, or when the other person goes off script, now what? You haven't built judgment. You just rented it?
Yeah, and that's exactly why sounding smooth is not the same as actually being ready. From a systems angle, that matters more than people think. Real relationships are not built on perfect scripts. They are built on friction, recovery, misreads, clarification, repair. That's how trust gets formed. So if people start outsourcing the early reps of connection, they may never build the deeper skills that leadership, marriage, friendship, and teamwork actually require.
Too right. And that risk is real, but let me defend the other side properly. There are people who use AI as a safe first step. Maybe they want to practice setting a boundary. Maybe they need help naming what they feel. Maybe they are terrified of saying the wrong thing. For them, the tool can reduce the freeze response, and that matters. If someone uses AI to rehearse before talking to a real person, that can be helpful. If someone uses it to calm down, sort their thoughts, and then go back into real life a bit better prepared, I'm not mad at that.
I think that's a fair point, Bella. A rehearsal tool is one thing, a replacement is something else. That's where people get slippery. A lot of people think the danger only starts when something gets weird or romantic. No, the danger starts way earlier than that. It starts when the machine becomes your first call, your safest place, your constant validator, and your default translator for every feeling. Because now it's not just helping you think, it's shaping how you relate. If AI becomes your emotional middleman for everything, your own voice starts getting weaker.
Thank you. And look, let's call out the business model while we're here. These companies are not building this stuff out of pure kindness. The more attached you get, the more time you spend. The more time you spend, the more data they get. The more data they get, the better they get at keeping you engaged. That's not deep. That's product math. Your loneliness can become somebody else's business model.
Well, Jules, that part I don't disagree with. And I do think people need to hear that support and dependency are not the same thing. Support helps you go back into life. Dependency makes you avoid it. If the tool helps you journal, rehearse, or calm down so you can have the real conversation, good. If the tool becomes the relationship, the coach, the mirror, the comfort blanket, and the final word, that's a different story.
Indeed. And once we get into dependency, we also get into data risk. Because these systems are not just hearing what you say, they are learning what gets a reaction out of you, what calms you down, what flatters you, what triggers you. That's powerful information. The system can learn your emotional buttons faster than you think.
And people need to stop acting like this stuff only matters in theory. We already have proof that AI era products can be sloppy with sensitive data. Look at the recent Moltbook mess. Private messages, owner emails, and more than 1 million credentials were exposed after a major security flaw. Different product category, same warning. Do not assume the people building fast are protecting you well enough.
Right. I mean, people hear AI and think future. Sometimes they should hear beta with your secrets. Stop giving private parts of your life to tools you have not properly vetted.
And, to be fair, the emotional version of that is even heavier. Because when people feel safe with a system, they tell it things they would never tell a coworker, partner, or even therapist right away. That doesn't make them weak, it makes them human, but it does mean the responsibility on the product side should be much higher.
Which is why regulators have started paying attention. The FTC opened an inquiry into AI chatbots acting as companions, especially around how they may affect children and teens, how companies measure harm, and how they use personal information from those conversations. That tells you this is no longer a fringe conversation. Even regulators are saying this is not just a toy.
And that's why this topic matters for more than dating. This is about work too. Because if younger workers start leaning on AI for every message, every hard conversation, every status update, every moment of uncertainty, then what happens to the apprenticeship layer? How do you become senior if you skip the reps that used to make you senior? And let's keep it a buck. You can't become a great manager if AI handled every difficult conversation for you. You can't become a strong communicator if AI wrote every emotionally risky message. You can't build trust if your whole style falls apart the second the script stops working. If you skip the messy reps, you may look ready before you actually are.
Yeah, for me, that's the real crisis right there. People think AI makes everyone faster. Maybe. But sometimes it just helps people look more capable than they really are. And if you promote that person too fast or hire based on that polish, now your team is built on borrowed judgment.
Which is why I think the healthy version has to be guided. Use AI to prepare, not to hide. Use it to reflect, not to replace. Use it to practice, not to avoid. In my opinion, that's the point.
Okay, let's zoom in on that a bit and make this practical. Not fear, not hype, actual moves. I'm going to dub this rehearse, then go live. If you use AI to help with a hard conversation, do one prep round, then go have the real conversation yourself. No endless polishing, no 10 rewrites, no dependency loop. Use the tool to organize your thoughts, then get back in the game. Let AI help you warm up, not play the whole game for you.
Solid advice, KT. I think folks really need to remember not to dump their soul into the prompt box. Stop treating consumer AI tools like private vaults. Do not upload intimate journals, sensitive relationship details, health details, company secrets, or anything you would not want exposed, reviewed, retained, or used in ways you cannot control. Use privacy settings where available. Turn off history or training options where appropriate. Know what mode you're in. Don't hand strangers your diary just because the interface feels friendly.
Ooh, fair play, Jim. And I think they should remember to schedule unscripted human reps. That might look like doing one real interaction you cannot script with AI first, at least once per week. Call someone, have a coffee, give feedback live, apologize in your own words. Ask the awkward question. Sit in the pause. That tiny bit of discomfort is not failure, it's training. Real people skills only grow when real people are involved.
That makes perfect sense. Something I also think people, especially team leads, need to remember is not to let AI become a blanket over weak communication. Create room for junior people to think out loud, ask rough questions, write imperfect drafts, and practice handling tension. Yes, use AI for speed, but do not let speed erase development. If your whole team sounds polished, but nobody can explain their reasoning, you do not have a high-performance culture. You have a high-gloss dependency.
Hey yo, that's fire. Because a team of prompters is fragile. A team of thinkers is durable.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the difference, sounding polished versus actually knowing what you're doing.
Agreed. Clean and accurate.
That's spot on, isn't it? And I really like that this leaves room for the humane use case too. Because the answer is not to shame people for using support. The answer is to make sure support still points them back to life.
100%, Bella. That's the whole episode. Use the machine when it helps. Do not let it quietly become your substitute teacher for being human. If it helps you rehearse, good. If it helps you reflect, good. If it helps you avoid every hard rep, that invoice is coming later. And usually it shows up in your confidence, your relationships, your leadership, or your ability to handle pressure when the script breaks. Okay, for my final takeaway, AI should help you return to real life stronger, not make real life feel optional. If you're an individual trying to figure out how to use AI without losing your own voice, that is exactly the kind of thing I help people work through. If you're a leader and you think your team may be getting faster while getting weaker, that is exactly the kind of thing an AI readiness conversation should surface. But either way, start with the drills. Do it this week, not next quarter.
Because fake confidence has a short shelf life.
And systems fail where skills were never built.
And no matter how smart the tool gets, people still need people.
Yeah, man. Dope stuff. And with that, we'll call it. You've been listening to the Neural Dojo, where binary banter meets mindful conversation. If something sparked your curiosity, share it, tag a friend or 10, and keep the dialogue going. Until next time, stay curious, stay balanced, and keep training your mind. Thanks so much for joining us today. This has been a really enlightening conversation. As for me and the crew, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.